So we are continuing with the map work. Last time we are looking at the bearing and direction, but today we are going to look at something new. And what we are going to look at first is how to calculate area of irregular objects. How to calculate the area of irregular objects. Still our map is a map of Kaiso. Area of irregular objects. Irregular objects will mean things to do with maybe the forest, maybe a water body, or a swamp. If somebody required you to calculate the area covered by the forest, what do you do? Somebody wanted you to calculate the area covered by the water body. The water body could be a lake or a river. How do you calculate the area of a river? Area covered by the river. Area covered by the forest. For this case, we have our water body here, maybe Lake Albert. And somebody gave you a question, calculate the area covered by Lake Albert. So what do you do? The first thing to do is, of course, state the formula which says number of full squares plus number of half squares, but the half squares are usually divided by 2 to make them full, because we consider them to, when you are divided by 2, consider them to be full. So you go back to the map, then start look for that square that is fully covered by the water body. For instance, this one is not fully covered, that one is not fully covered, that one is not fully covered. Those ones which are fully covered, this one is fully covered. You say 1. This one is 1. Is this fully covered? No. This one, yes. 2. This one, yes. 3. This one, yes. 4. This one, yes. 5. This one, no. This one, no. This one is fully covered, it is 6. The rest, yeah, this one is 7, is also fully covered. So we have 7 full squares. Full squares are equal to 7. Then how about those which are not fully covered? Those which are not fully covered, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So the ones which are not fully covered are totaling up to 19. Half squares are equal to 19. But we say the half squares should be divided by 2. So it means our answer is going to be full squares, which are 7, plus half squares, which are 19 divided by 2. So this will equal to 7 plus 19 divided by 2 is 9.5. So the total is 7 plus 9.5 is 16.5. State your answer in kilometers squared. That becomes your answer. So, if you want to know the area of any irregular object, that is the procedure. Never forget to write the formula, because the formula itself is marked on its own. So that's where you begin from. Number of full squares plus number of half squares, but number of half squares divided by 2. So finally, after counting, going through the procedure, you count them and you give your answer in that form. So you can also try your own at your own time, but basically that's how we get area of irregular objects. So that one I think you have understood. Distance, say maybe a road. How do you calculate the distance of irregular objects? For example, a road. There we have our road. So in order to calculate, to determine the distance of any road, we use two things. We can use a thread, or we can use a rough paper. So we get our rough paper like this. We mark where we are going to start from. Then after that, go slowly as you follow the route. Mark both on the rough paper and on the map like that. Turn, because the road has so many bends. Wherever you reach, you mark, you turn. You reach, you mark and turn, and mark like that, up to where you have ended. Where you end, put on a mark and say, this is where I have ended. You'll come out with something that looks like that one. Then under this map is a scale. This scale is graduated into a number of boxes and marked in kilometers. It begins from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So bring your work here place it onto this scale, beginning from 0, you stretch it. Then after stretching, here at this point is 5. You write 5, but there is a balance which we don't know because you cannot make it up to 6. So this balance which I don't know that cannot make it up to 6, I bring it down here using that small square. So I count the number of small squares, maybe they are 4. I say 5.4. I state my answer in kilometers. As well, you can use a thread, you move around up to here, you bring your thread here, you also state it in kilometers. So that one is about to distance, how to determine distance of irregular, the distance of irregular objects. So I think you have understood that method. If you have not understood it well, go back and practice. Get your rough paper, place it here, follow this. Where the road gets off, mark and hold. You move until you reach where you are told to end. Then when you reach there, get your rough paper, bring it at the scale here. Excuse me. Down onto your map is a scale, which scale is graduated in kilometers. You state your answer in kilometers like that. So 2 things that we have covered so far. Excuse me. 2 things that we have covered so far: knowing distance and also knowing how to tell area of irregular objects. With the area, you count the small squares, write them somewhere, count the number of full squares, write them somewhere, add them together. Remember, the small squares are usually divided by 2, then you get the sum, and then your answer is stated in area in kilometers squared. Then for distance, it is only stated in kilometers alone. If you always say you forget the kilometers, then we don't know what it is. Maybe you are talking about cows. When you forget that, your answer will be null and void. So any correct answer, the answer should be stated in that way. So with map work, you have to be more practical because it requires a lot of practice. Everybody must have his own map. You can set your own questions and answer them. Take bring for marking, or you can also begin marking yourself if you have grasped some of these things. Remember, on every map, you should learn the key, because somebody will need you to measure the distance of the road when you don't know how the road looks like onto the map. So you read the key clearly, get to know that this is a road, this is what. Remember, roads, we have around 4 categories of roads. There is a dry weather road on the map. The dry weather road is usually black in color, plain black. Then there is a loose surface road. The loose surface road is made up of red and white. Then there is what we call bound surface road. Bound surface road is purely red. Then we have footpaths. Footpaths. Others are motorable, others are not motorable. So these are the categories of roads. We should be in a position to know them, and the only way we can know them is studying the key, reading the key down onto your map extract, such that you're not caught by you're not caught offside if somebody wants you to measure the distance of a road and you ask yourself which road are you talking about, because one may need a bound surface road and for you go to a loose surface road. That one will always be wrong. Learn to read the grid reference very, very well, because the grid reference will always tell you what the examiners want. Believing that one, you have understood. Unless you have a question there, we can go to something else.